Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another episode of Shadowrunnin on Empty. We've got the full crew here this evening. Tyler, how you doing, my friend?
I am glad to be back in the world where everything is okay and nothing bad ever happens. But the person who's going to deliver the good word, the good news, easy. How's it going? So easy mode.
It's going well. I hope to deliver the good news. Right? Last time it was good news, right?
You did tell me I'd be happy to hear things, and then I would hear things, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't know if happy is the word I'd use for that, but okay.
Well, we'll try and tone it down a little bit this time, as we'll be talking about an individual as opposed to an entire nation. Maybe that'll make it a little
Oh
bit
no, I'm
easier.
fine. I'm fine with it. It's fine. It's not having any adverse.
Well, this time we're going to talk about a little uh, unknown major player in the sixth world. He's probably not as well known as our last one, Harlequin, is, but he still does play a pretty big role. And this man's name is Arthur Vogel.
Very chill name. Well, aside from what we said earlier, which is that it sounds like a supervillain name, but besides that, very chill.
I mean, keep that in mind for as we get to the end of his story. And you'll have to let me know what you think by then. So we have talked about him before. He has come up. Remember, he was mentioned in Dunkelzahn's will.
Oh, okay.
So we have a little bit of a throwback to the will of Dunkelzahn, since he is mentioned.
That'd be pretty important.
You do have to be pretty important to be included. Not only is he mentioned, but if I'm not mistaken, he was also one of the people that was running against Dunkelzahn in the election. And I am right. Arthur Vogel was one of the candidates that put his hat in the ring when that emergency re-election took place.
Oh, post Uncle's on death.
Yes. Originally, Arthur Vogel is from Ontario,
That's not the first place I would have thought going off that name.
right?
100%, yeah.
He is part of the first wave of the born meta humanity.
After goblinizing.
Yes, during that time, remember, dwarves and elves sort of started to come around first through natural births, and Arthur Vogel is one of those, as he is a dwarf.
Okay. Okay. Canadian first generation. Would you say second generation?
First generation dwarf.
First generation dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
Canada. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
I've got a mind picture.
He first makes headlines when he wins a multi-million-dollar environmental settlement
Against.
a chemical plant. In 2052, he founds the One World Association, and he is an affiliate of the Democratic Party that focused on eco-consciousness and conservation.
Okay, so he's a Canadian dwarven environmentalist.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Not only environmentalist, hotshot lawyer.
Oh my god. There's a CW series about this guy somewhere. It works.
They're making it right now. He did run for the Democratic Party in the UCAS presidential elections of 2057 with his running mate, Gary Gray. And they ran on a pro-environmental platform.
That sounds like a fake person.
Yeah. That's like having his name be Person Man.
What, Gary Gray?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a troll. Or he is a troll, sorry, not was. He is a troll.
Is that like a regular naming convention to just name them after colors?
I don't know.
That'd be dope. My name is Thaddeus Lavender. Actually, now that I've said that, I'm like, wait, I actually like that name. Don't steal that.
I'm Philip Periwinkle.
Philip Periwinkle. I am Maxwell Magenta. What's yours? What's yours? What's yours? Come on, what's one?
Topher Turquoise.
Oh, I like it.
All right,
Classy.
nice. Very nice. So obviously Arthur Vogel does not win the presidential election. That goes to our boy
What?
Dunkelzahn. I know. Who knew, right?
Changes everything.
However, in Dunkelzahn's will, he did leave a bequeathment to Arthur Vogel. And that was he, quote, I leave my seat on the board of Ares Macrotechnology. Read every report to which you are entitled and judge the effects of the corporation's actions with an open mind. I believe you will see the fundamental error of the toxic way. Carry on the good fight, this time in earnest.
The toxic. Oh.
So he gave him a spot on the board for Ares because he
Yes.
thought that he'd be able to help him make Ares better.
For the
Well,
environment.
he thought that putting him on the board for Ares would help open his eyes, because with him being an environmentalist, he kind of had some dealings with eco-terrorists.
Dealings with?
Yes, with eco-terrorists, like supporting eco-terrorism.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there's kind of a checkered portion of his past that Dunkelzahn knew about.
But only the good ones, right?
Oh yeah, only the good eco-terrorists that were all about wanting to, almost cause a meltdown of a nuclear power plant.
Yeah, sick. Okay, cool.
I think terrorist is a pretty gray term.
One man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. So he gets the seat from Dunkelzahn, but his windfall doesn't end there. In 2059, a man named Leonard Aurelius sold his shares of Ares to Arthur Vogel. This catapulted Arthur forward a little bit more, in that he is now one of the majority shareholders in Ares Technology.
Environmentalist running Walmart. And they also make the most firearms?
Yes, they are a weapons manufacturer.
Interesting. Biodegradable guns.
Biodegradable guns. Tofu guns.
Ooh. You eat them. Commit war crimes, then eat the evidence.
Of course, this will bring him into contention. It'll bring Arthur into contention with the other major shareholder and CEO of Ares Macrotechnology, one Damien Knight.
Ho ho ho.
Yeah, Damien Knight and Arthur don't really see eye to eye a lot of the time.
But they both sound like calm, reasonable individuals.
I don't know. Damien Knight is a power player. Not a whole lot is known about his life post 2040. It's like he comes out of nowhere and takes on Ares Macrotechnology. Yeah, Damien Knight is a relatively unknown. Nobody knows his backstory, where he comes from, other than if I had to equate him to like another figure in modern day-ish, I'd probably equate him to kind of a Tony Stark.
Oh.
Yeah, Damien Knight is like Tony Stark. that still supports the military-industrial complex.
Oh,
Yeah, not the Iron Man version of Tony Stark.
I mean, there are some.
So he's
Iron
more
Man
like
versions.
Howard Stark.
Yes.
There
yes, you go. That'd be better. He is much more like Howard Stark.
Yeah, that name is a very like vigilante superhero / supervillain, kind of name.
Yeah. Damien Knight. Sounds like he should be Bruce Wayne or something, right?
Evil bad guy.
He's evil Batman.
No, I was saying a guy named Evil Bad Guy.
This guy named Evil Bad. Damien Knight, guy named Evil Bad Guy. Well, he has to contend with Arthur Vogel, who has these links to various toxic eco-terrorist groups. Was gifted his seat by Dunkelzahn and then sold shares from another individual that was part of Ares. So now Arthur has more voting power on the CEO board than Damien Knight does. So they definitely shape against each other. There's definitely internal power struggle. More recently, in 2071, Arthur Vogel is badly hurt after a terror strike using a biodrone.
What's a biodrone?
A biodrone
just like a chemical warfare dispenser with legs?
No. Think of it as a heavily cyberware augmented paracritter.
So it's a okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a cybernetically enhanced critter.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Ooh, that sounds awesome and terrifying.
Yeah. Biodrones are often vat grown and trained from birth.
Oh. Neat.
Yeah.
They're like laboratory monsters. They're Frankensteins.
They are definitely Frankensteins. Yeah, because you've got they're augmented from birth so that they're used to having the cyber implants in them already. Because you can't just take a critter out of the wild and then augment it without it going slightly crazy. Because it doesn't understand how to use that technology. Meanwhile, if you vat grow it in a lab and pump it full of that technology when it's born, then it's known it for its entire life. Much easier to control.
Science has gone too far once again.
What? It's not like they built a park, right?
Not yet. Not yet.
I mean, speaking of in real world correlation, within the next couple years, we will see woolly mammoths come back.
No, you're kidding. You're making that up.
I am, in fact, not making that up. This year, right now, 2023, they are impregnating. I forget the elephant species. I think it's an Indian variant of the elephant. Okay. But they are impregnating them with re-engineered mammoth embryos. Mm-hmm. So, and these woolly mammoths will, after they're birthed, will be moved to the Siberian wilderness to be allowed to go off and live.
But like, why?
They're trying to bring back an extinct species.
But like, why?
I don't know.
For a park?
No, because it's not for a zoo or anything. They're releasing them into the Siberian wild.
Militarized mammoths.
Look, you go over and you talk to Russia about what they're trying to do with militarized mammoths.
Yo, I can be Norska, but Russian.
Yeah, Tyler, go talk to Russia.
Oh, I am.
Get on the horn.
On it, dude. I want to be on Team Mammoth. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, this is a real thing. I'm not pulling your leg. You can look it up. Serious talk. Real world correlation.
Wait, we're talking. Okay, wait, hold on. Whoa, my lines between reality and fiction are blurring. Are we talking about real world? Or are we talking about Shadowrun?
Right now we're talking about real world with woolly mammoths being a real thing again.
Huh? Okay.
I mean, in real life.
I thought
In
you were
our
talking
real
about
world.
Shadowrun this whole time. I was like, oh,
No.
that's cool. Oh my god.
I said real world correlation. There you go.
What's real? I don't know what's real anymore, dude.
I don't know what's real anymore. So, it's only a matter of time before they make biodrones, right?
Oh god, I forgot that was the correlation. Oh my god, a mechanically augmented mammoth sounds awesome and terrifying.
Attack mammoths.
Oh, stop. Oh my god, they can put like a tank thing on top. Oh, wow. I don't know if I ever mentioned, but elephants are my favorite animals. So
Oh, well, you'll have a new favorite animal in that woolly mammoths are coming back. They're just elephants with lots of hair.
Oh, cool. All right. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a real thing that's happening. But that was my correlation to the potential for future drones.
Oh, no. It has a missile launcher. Probably.
Mammoth missile launcher.
Oh, yeah, like for people at home, just watch the Norska trailer for Total War Warhammer, and then imagine those mammoths but with guns.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, back to Arthur Vogel and
Yes.
him being attacked by this biodrone in 2071. The rumor behind the attack is that it's reprisal for his growing friendship and support to one Nicholas Aurelius Jr.
We talked about Mr. Aurelius.
Yes, remember Leonard Aurelius or Leonardo Aurelius was the one that he sold the shares to Arthur Vogel.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. That is his child, Nicholas. And Nicholas happens to be the head of one other mega corporation, which is known as Cross Advanced Electronics. And so the terror attack on Vogel was because of this friendship that they were developing and the possible merger that could come from it. He was horribly, horribly hurt, and he had to undergo intensive cyber surgery, and then had to spend a few years at the Daedalus Ares space station recovering. People speculated that this attack could have originated from within the corporation, coming from the Damien Knight camp.
Ooh, a coup of sorts.
Of sorts.
Yeah.
Because you have to think, if you take him out, then where do all his shares go?
Ooh,
right?
Political subterfuge.
Right. We're getting into some machinations here. So the next time we hear Arthur Vogel's voice is in December of 2079, where Arthur actually calls for a meeting of some of the board members for Ares, and they're meeting in Detroit, where their headquarters are. And during this meeting, the Ares Macrotechnology headquarters building in downtown Detroit is attacked. Explosions rip through several floors. The initial estimates have the death toll at 57. And there are employees that are being listed as missing until their status and identities can be confirmed. Among the reported missing are several members of the Ares board of directors, most prominently Arthur Vogel,
Dun, dun, dun.
who is one of the major stockholders, and he had currently arrived in Detroit only 3 hours prior to the attack. After going on an extensive tour of the corporation's holdings around the world.
And the attack was on him?
Well, it was on the Ares Macrotechnology headquarters in downtown Detroit, where he had called for a meeting, and then this terror attack goes down. Upon learning of the tragic events, current board member Ares Damien Knight issued a statement calling the attacks cowardly and described them as a coordinated strike against corporate leadership designed to cripple Ares.
Convenient.
He also vowed to use all of his resources and the corporations at his disposal, as well as his individual influence to, quote, find and prosecute the perpetrators of this heinous act within the bounds of corporate and UCOS national law. The attacks come only days after Ares Arms began a massive upgrade of all of their military, paramilitary, and security forces. It also comes after board member Arthur Vogel had called for an emergency meeting after arriving in Detroit to discuss leadership issues within the corporation.
A lot of funky stuff going on there.
And when asked about this, Mr. Knight said that under corporate court law and Ares company regulations, he will be taking full and complete control of the corporation under emergency powers until a proper investigation can be conducted and new board members are selected. He was conveniently not in attendance when the attack took place.
Is that like a little too suspicious?
So we're not saying that he did it, but
we're not saying that he did it, but we're saying that he probably did it.
We're not saying he did not do it.
Well, what better way to get rid of your
opposition?
Yeah, than to throw him under the bus.
Oh man, dude. The PR team.
And this also brings into some other questions as well. There's speculation that Ares has been doing some experimentation pertaining to bug spirits.
Ooh, that's bad.
That's bad.
Like bug spirit bazookas?
No, like trying to potentially cultivate and or use them as weapons.
Oh, so attack bug spirits.
Yes.
Okay, now we're back in Shadowrun. Okay, great.
Now we're back in attack bug spirits. We're back in Shadowrun.
I have to use a real world comparison, like, I don't know, war mammoths. Mondi, Russia.
I'm on to you. I know what's going on. So, and again, there's two different schools of thought here. One being that Arthur Vogel could in fact be a flesh form bug spirit.
What?
Well,
huh?
There's speculation that after he had been badly injured in 2071, that there was the potential that he was actually replaced by a flesh form bug spirit.
Oh no. Was this around the same time that we had that like religious leader?
2071 is when he gets attacked by that bio drone and then has to go under this intensive cyber surgery. But this is where people think that the switch may have happened and that he could have been replaced by a flesh form bug spirit and was then going around to the different company holdings around the world to set up potential hives.
Oh my god.
Tyler, I think the guy that you're talking about, wasn't he a Sheetum?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yes, and the guy died.
You're thinking you're thinking about the Great Islamic Jihad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Arthur Vogel is who we're talking about here with
And he was
Ares.
not dead. Or
And
was he?
Well, and then he calls for that emergency meeting about leadership issues within Ares. That could have been the point where he was possibly planning on infecting the rest of the board.
Oh, so that would have been a hamper in his plans.
Yeah. So the other side is that he's not a flesh form bug spirit. He is in fact Arthur Vogel. He wasn't replaced, but he had caught on to Damien Knight's attempted weaponization of bug spirits. And he was going to bring it to the attention of the board, and Damien made his move to silence the board and Arthur and seize control of the entire company so that he could continue his research unabated. So there's two different schools of thought in the shadow background. Both of them are terrible. Both of them still implicate that Ares is messing around with bug spirits, even after they had that catastrophe in Chicago.
And that has not been confirmed or denied?
That has not been confirmed or denied. This is one of the great shadow conspiracies that exists currently in current day Shadowrun.
What is there a way to confirm this?
We would have to see if in 6th edition supplements they mention what happens in the backdoor dealings and the corporate espionage. Of course, this could all boil down to Damien Knight wanting to take control of Ares once more, and just had the opportune time when the board would be called into an emergency meeting, and he shot a shot. So you've got 3 different conspiracy theories to pull on here.
Wow. Plethora.
A plethora of conspiracy theories. One of them centers around Arthur Vogel, the other around Damien Knight. Both implicate Ares. It could either be that one's a bug spirit or the other is messing with bug spirits, or somebody just wanted to oust the competition to be able to take control of their company all over again. We have to remember that also in Dunkelzahn's will, Dunkelzahn did gift Damien Knight his antique chess set.
Okay. Was that because there was a person who got like a chess piece, wasn't it?
He gifted Damien Knight the antique chessboard because they had actually played against each other a couple times or a few times. So take that into consideration when you think about Damien Knight, in that he's played chess against a great dragon.
Yeah.
At
and
least
enough for him
more
to be
than,
gifted a chessboard.
Yeah, enough for him to have been gifted the ornate chessboard. Minus, I think it was the black.
Yes,
King?
because he wanted him to have a worthy opponent, and he gave one of the chess pieces to someone else.
The other chess piece he gave to Leonard Aurelius. He gave the Black King to the.
That was one of the things that stood out, and I don't always remember things, dear listener, but that was one that was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So Leonard Aurelius had the Black King for the chess set to hopefully be a worthy opponent for Damien Knight. Although Leonard sells his shares to Arthur Vogel and steps out of Ares. So whether he was a worthy opponent or not, maybe Aurelius saw a better opponent for Damien in Arthur Vogel. Yeah, we're getting into some political corporate machinations here behind the scenes.
It's like behind the scenes, man.
Yeah, and this is a current conspiracy that is going on in 2079.
A lot of intrigue. I once again love that they leave it up to, like, some of it, assuming it's not already, in the written source material, they leave a lot of room for the GM to fill in the blanks.
Mm-hmm.
It just stresses me out. Because then I'm like, so you're telling me there's just this floating nuke in the sky somewhere, and there's a guy who might be a bug spirit.
So, of those three conspiracies, which camp are you guys in?
I like to hope that he's a bug spirit.
That Arthur
Oh.
Vogel is?
Yeah.
What kind of bug spirit would you want him to be?
Um,
You have a lot to choose from.
I mean, if he's like involved in megacorp politics, like I feel like being a mosquito would be appropriate, right? Like,
Good.
is that
That's a
too on
good
the
one.
nose?
No, that makes sense.
Is that two on the proboscis?
Such the proboscis.
This doesn't have anything to do with your character having been attacked by a mutated
Woo!
mosquito bug spirit form, right?
Woo!
No, that was fine. We killed it. So
Woo!
we killed it pretty concisely, I dare say.
Yes, many bullets were
There,
fired.
there are two things in the next campaign that I'm worried about that were unanswered questions. Bug spirits, and then feel free to bleep this one. Where the fuck is Kevin? Bro, I was expecting, and I still am. He could be anywhere. Stay vigilant.
That's the fun part about Kevin, is that Kevin can come back whenever I want him to.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Or he cannot.
he's anywhere in the world right now.
Oh,
and that's a big place.
Oh, that's a big place.
Yeah.
So, to answer your question though, considering bug spirits, can we also consider some of the ones you talked about? I think before the pod about
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I was thinking if he's a primal, I don't know, what did you say? Is a primal spider?
Primal spider?
A primal spider. So you have the metaphor of come into my parlor, said
my
the spider
web.
to the fly. Yeah. Also, mosquito's also cool because that sucks.
I see what you did there.
I don't, you know what I want is it to not be a bug spirit, because I already can see I'm the kind of person who really likes body horror stuff in RPGs. I don't know why. Something's wrong with me. Something broke in me. But I love the idea of him just like ripping off his face, and it's just a bug under there. And it's
just like the fly where it just all kind of melts away, and he's like,
yeah. Oh my god, and there's a bunch of bug spirits in suits. Yikes.
Gross.
The thing continues to be my favorite and my nightmare.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite theory?
I would like to think that I'm gonna go with the camp that whether Arthur's a bug spirit or not doesn't matter. It's all been Damien Knight's plan for the most opportune moment, and he's been working in these machinations and these plans, just waiting for the right time to strike. And then Vogel gives him that moment by calling the emergency meeting. All the board members gather, and Damien's ready to hit that button to send in the Shadowrun team that he's got on standby to do this crazy terrorist attack.
Dark.
And hide it all behind a terrorist attack, when actually it was a targeted attack to take out the board and Vogel so that he could claim the entire company for himself.
And he has the PR benefit of being like, I'm going to deal with whoever did this.
Yeah. I will persecute them to the extent of the corporate and UCOS law. That
is the worst and the best.
I 100% think that's what it is, because Damien Knight is just that schemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He rivals good old Loftweir.
I think Loftweir would probably be a little more scheme intensive than
and the thing is, we don't know,
but
we don't know his grand designs.
We do not know Loftweir's grand designs yet. No.
Whereas like Damien Knight's would be way more apparent.
Well, yeah, because he's a person, he's human, so you can kind of get at what he would want. to make it even more strange, to give you more reason why I particularly think this way, is a little bit more information about Damien Knight, and that people are guessing that he's about 65 years old, right? Damien Knight, 65 years old. His first public appearance wasn't until January of 2033. So no one had seen him before that time. And he participates in what's called the nanosecond buyout, where he becomes the biggest shareholder of Ares Macrotechnology. He also has supposedly gone under a specialized treatment called leonization.
Okay.
You get where this is coming from?
I see.
Okay. For those at home that haven't caught on, leonization, named for Ponce de Leon, a Renaissance explorer who was the seeker of the fountain of youth. Leonization is a genetic anti-aging treatment that rejuvenates the body at a cellular level. We're talking cutting edge nanite technology. And Damien Knight has supposedly undergone this transformation before. So this gives me more of the idea that Damien Knight is definitely more like a Ra's al Ghul individual in the Lazarus pits, and that he would plan this kind of machination to take over his corporation, since he bought it out in 2033 to be the major shareholder. And then this other guy comes along and is just gifted it from other people. And you can see how he might think that that's a slap in the face.
Yeah.
So
straps and all.
Yeah, so I 100% think that that is what happened.
That makes
sense.
sense.
The long game.
Yeah, it goes in for the long game, and it gives that sinister edge to Damien Knight. You know, this corporate shadowy CEO that nobody knows a whole lot about. I just feel like it fits perfectly in the whole Shadowrun lore universe.
Yeah.
You know? So that's what I think.
That's one thing I really like about Shadowrun, as far as the characters and the lore, is that sometimes the people who are like the big baddies are just way more subtle about it.
Right?
They do it from the corporate level, you know?
That's what I like about some of the corporate intrigue, is that you can be really subtle about it. You don't have to heavy hand it at all. But then you have these other organizations that will, you know. So you get a little slice of everything in the dystopian cyberpunk Shadowrun universe, which is all the more reason that I like and enjoy it.
Yeah.
But we'll have to put it out to our listeners too. What do you guys think from these 3 different conspiracy theories that we laid out? Which one do you think is more plausible, and why do you support that one? We gave you our reasons and what we think.
Are we cool if listeners happen to already know the answers to some of these questions?
If you know the answer, go ahead and share it. I'll be interested to hear. I like continued lore. I haven't been able to read all of the new books that have come out for 6th edition yet. There are quite a few of them, and I am trying to keep up as best I can. But
there are ways to, I don't know, support the show so that people, you know, you can get that content to then catch up on and inform us. I don't know.
You know, there is a way to do that. If you would like to help support this show and make it easier for me to be able to supply you with better lore by being able to acquire more and more of these delicious lore books.
Yum, yum, yum.
Then all you have to do is head on over and become one of our patrons. Just go to Patreon.com/critical_hits. 5 new yen a month gets you all the bells and whistles to jump behind the scenes with us, be able to interact with us over here on our Discord, and reach out to our Shadowrunnin on Empty crew, ask us questions. We'll be bringing you more of those fan questions and answers in the form of our Worm Talk segment that will only be available to our patrons. And also, being a patron, you get shouted out at the end of all of our Sinless episodes, which are coming up on season 2. Eventually, we'll be launching that. And there's other interesting bells and whistles that are there behind the scenes for you to look into, especially if you are into the Shadowrun scene and perhaps would be interested in playing yourself. Maybe we have something in the works. You'll just have to come join and find out.
This guy knows. This guy knows how to. I'm part of the show, and I'm like, man, what's in store?
It's all about giving them just enough, you know. This definitely a little bit shorter segment, but that's all I've got for Arthur Vogel and the plots behind the scenes for Ares. What do you guys think?
I mean, he's no Harlequin.
We can't all be Harlequin, okay? We can't all be
Unless-
Harlequin. Oh
Unless
man! If only we could all be immortal elves.
No, I think that's like you were saying, that's a sweet spot for Shadowrun, is it gives you just enough to be like, something's going on here, but then it doesn't give you the whole picture, and it makes it more interesting. Because I was like, I had a list of baddies, but now he's up there, potential baddies.
That's that is the beauty part, is that some of these things are left completely open to your game masters to actually, decide what is going to happen or how that all shakes out. And I think that helps make it unique for each individual Shadowrun universe that's created. And that's a good thing. We like the diversity. It doesn't all have to go the same way all the time.
Yeah.
That's what makes it fun. So you can all tell your own stories,
Yeah.
This is just giving you a really detailed framework to work within. Use that as you will. Who knows? There may even be reprisals upcoming for Damien Knight. From an organization that he himself actually created. There's a little organization called Firewatch that was put into effect by Ares to specifically go in and destroy bug spirit hives. Like, that's their job. And
this is booming.
And when Firewatch found out that Ares is dabbling in trying to weaponize certain bug spirits, that created a rift between Firewatch and Ares. And so they kind of detached themselves and went off to go do their own thing. Who's to say that they didn't reach out to another specific major shareholder to let them know what was going on? Yeah, and then before they could bring about their evidence, horrible terrorist attack happened.
Uh-oh.
How convenient.
How again, all of these things, plans and wheels working within,
Crazy random happenstance.
Yeah, it definitely just happened. There's no correlations.
Sure is random, or is it?
More and more, we're giving name to the mysterious forces as we learn more.
Just the more we conspire about them, the stronger they become.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Just wait till we do a deeper dive into Loftware. I'm looking forward to that one.
Uh-huh.
I know you really are.
What's Big Daddy Loftware up to?
Oh, who knows? Probably so many things it's hard to keep track of.
I guess we will have to wait to find out.
Yeah, we will. We'll have to wait to find out. What is that big old gold dragon up to? Well, that's all I have for you on Ares plots within plots for this evening. I hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit more about a slightly lesser known but still important player in the Sixth World. Technically, we got a little bit about two different ones this evening, both joined into Ares being the one connecting thing between them. Take that with what you will, and be sure to come on over to our Discord and let us know what conspiracy theory you think is more likely, and or if you have your own conspiracy theory that you've generated from hearing the backstories of what's been going on, and let us know. I'd be interested to hear and see your takes as well. But as always, I want to thank you for listening this long with us. It has been wonderful, and I always have a great time being able to give you guys some more delicious, lovely lore.
Hell yeah.
And we will see you on the next one.
The Topps Company Inc. has sole ownership of the names, logo, artwork, marks, photographs, sound, audio, video, and or any proprietary materials used in connection with the game Shadowrun. The Topps Company Inc. has granted permission to Critical Hits to use such names, logos, artwork, photographs, sound, audio, video, and or any proprietary materials for promotional and informational purposes on its website, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with Critical Hits in any official capacity whatsoever.